Hello YouTube, Robert Alvarez the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting and a Fan. Right now the time is approximately 11:19 p.m. and the current date is Friday, September 8th, 2017. I wish to acknowledge La Virgen de la Caridad del Cobre, who is the matron saint of Cuba. Today is her feast day. She is more commonly known to many of us as Oshun, the Afro-Caribbean goddess of love, beauty, sensual pleasures, music, and dance, and money, and honey. And remember, if you're going to give Oshun an offering, especially on her sacred day of the week, which is Friday, and it involves honey, you must taste the honey first. One of the more well-known sacred stories about Oshun is that somebody tried to poison her with her beloved honey. If you don't taste the honey first, she'll think you're trying to poison her. That won't be good for you. Anyway, so I want to acknowledge both Kittens, Weights, and Tarot and Jennifer Ball's Spiritual Garage, because the two of them, one directly and one indirectly, I'll let you figure out who is the direct and who's the indirect, actually divinely inspired me to think outside of the box and come up with a very unusual tag. So are you ready? Hashtag boxtag. Now, I know that, yes, I know that Kittens, Weights, and Tarot talked about how a lot of us in the metaphysical, magical, and mystical YouTube community drink tea, and that's true. And we have teas, and we have tea mugs, and all those cute little things, and that is true. But I have a feeling that all of us are also other kinds of collectors. Some of us collect tarot decks, some of us collect oracle card decks and divination decks, and some of us collect other things like crystals, tea mugs, and boxes. So I wanted to show you some of my personal favorite boxes. So this one I found in a thrift store. I love that it has these purple and orange stars against a red background, and it has a mirror inside. I'm so pretty. And this is the one that I use to keep semi-precious jewelry. So I have a hematite bracelet. Hematite is a wonderful crystal for psychic self-defense and spiritual protection. I also have a pair of cufflinks in here, and I have a few foreign coins. I think this is a Canadian coin, if I can get it out. I can't get it out, so it's going to stay there. And this was a gift from a client. It is jade, and it is carved to depict the kanji symbol for prosperity. And yes, I will be wearing this on the night of my upcoming very first online divine prosperity event. But yeah, I take it out, and I don't wear it that often, although I have been wearing it more often lately. And I keep different rings in here. They're all sterling silver, and everything fits nice and neat here. And there you have it. This is a box that I'm using for not necessarily semi-precious rings, but like for example, this is a stainless steel ring that I had purchased in a store called Mystic One, and Mystic was spelled with a K. Mystic One, it was in New Hope, Pennsylvania, and it's so funny because it's a size 11 ring, and I purchased the ring in 2011, and I thought that was very cool. I love that it has these triple bands. It looks like 3 bands that have been molded together, which I think that's actually the case. And I keep a few other things in here. This was a gift from a former employer. He was the executive director of a nonprofit organization, and he had given me this. I don't wear it anymore because he's deceased, and I do have mediumship abilities, and I'd rather not connect with him unless I need to connect with him, and I hadn't felt led to connect with him. I also have a really cool prismatic, multicolored titanium ring. So this is one of my other favorite boxes. Now, let me show you this box. And I'm going to make sure that my awesome audiovisual person is getting as much detail with this box as possible. I'm going to make sure that my awesome audiovisual person is getting as much detail from this box as possible. So let me tell you about this box. So I am blessed to have awesome clients. And I have a client who's been using my psychic services since September 2001. And these days she will have a private prosperity class with me. And we basically make a whole day of it. She'll pick me up from the train station, she'll treat me to coffee, she'll buy treats, she and I will have the class, watch TV, and then either we'll order out or her boyfriend will make us dinner. And her boyfriend turned me on to this delicious wine called colitos, which is the Spanish word for little arses, or little butts, you know, like asses. So one day I was accompanying her to run an errand at a local Home Goods in her area, and I saw this, and it turns out that there were actually 3 of them inside. So there are 3 of them that, and here's the thing, it wasn't sold as a set. They were placed inside. I should have known better and thought, well, if they had been wrapped, then it would have been a set. But they did that as Home Goods did that as a way of saying, here's a gift idea. So yeah, but she gave me all 3. I haven't found the other 2 yet, but they do nest inside. And I love that it looks like this huge tome, like a fairy magic book. I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at that time, butterflies were not as prominent in my life as they are now. And I was just like looking at this again the other day and I'm like, oh my God, look at all these butterflies. Now, the company that produced this box is called Punch Studio. And I'm going to, is it close-up? Close-up, you know what I mean. Is there a close-up of this? Okay, so I'm mentioning this for a reason. But yeah, so I love this box, and this has held various things over the years. Pens, papers, you know, and I just love this box. Okay. Now, this is another one of my thrift store finds. I want to show you the clasp first. And, you know, this is not my usual style. These flowers, they look like roses, but I think they're peonies. And they're beautiful. It's not really my thing, but I knew that if I didn't buy this box, it wouldn't be there the next time I went to this thrift store. And I love the uniqueness of the box. I love these, I think it's beveled edges that have this gold paint. I love the size of the box. I love the shape of the box. And I've been using this box to keep some magical tools that I'm not going to be using for a while. Oh. So, for a while, I had a mason ball jar, a blue tinted one, that was filled with 4 teal candles, 4 like short taper teal candles, teal colored candles, and 3 Palo Santo sticks. Palo Santo is Spanish for holy wood or sainted wood. And it is this wonderful alternative to sage. Now, I'm a sage whore. You know, I've gone to Reiki circles where the Reiki master teacher will sage the space and sage everybody individually before we begin the Reiki treatments. And I'm like, pour it on. Pour it on. I'm like, you want to smoke the whole thing up and down me? Go right ahead. I'm that much of a sage lover. But I know that not everybody likes sage. Not everybody loves the smell of sage. I always get annoyed when people say it smells like marijuana. No, it doesn't. I know people that smoke marijuana. It does not smell like marijuana, and no, I'm not one of those people who smoke marijuana. If I did, believe me, you'd know. But I love this box, and there are some crystals in here that I'm not using, and I figured this would be a safe repository for them in the meantime. So yeah, I love this box as well. And now, I'm out of frame for a moment. So before I talk about this box that I'm going to show you, let me tell you a little bit about something that happened last year. So, Friday, September 30th, 2016. Ooh. Okay. How's that for organic? Okay. Let's try this again. So Friday, September 30th, 2000, you know what? I'm getting a sign from Goddess not to talk about that. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you this box. Am I in frame? Okay, so this is my Goddess box. And this is this. And I'm going to gently show you the bottom of the box, and my awesome audiovisual person is going to close up on Punch Studio. By the way, Punch Studio does not sell to individuals. It's wholesale only. So I'm going to have to figure out something. But I love this box. Now, I've often talked about Catherine Ponder in my prosperity classes. And Catherine Ponder has written about the thank you box, which some people call the God box. I call it the Goddess box because I'm very goddess oriented. And when I saw this box, I didn't know what I was going to do with it at the time. Fortunately for me, I have an awesome audiovisual person whose intuition is quite good. And he instinctively knew that this was going to be my next Goddess box. And it's no coincidence that I'm talking about this box today, because the peacock is sacred to Oshun. It is one of her animal familiars. I know that the peacock is the animal familiar of a lot of Hindu goddesses and gods, particularly Lakshmi, although I believe Saraswati is the swan, and Hanuman is the monkey. But I know that Lakshmi does have an affinity with peacocks as well. But yeah, this is my Goddess box. And what I do with my Goddess box is whenever I have a desire or a need, I write a note to the Goddess. And I will begin with the date, including the day of the week, the time of day or night. And I will write, Beloved Goddess, or if it's a specific goddess, like let's say Dear Oshun, Dear Isis, Beloved Lakshmi, Wondrous Athena, etc. Thank you for. And I will write that note thanking her for what I have, even though I don't have it yet. And I was actually going through this box the other night, and there were 3 thank you notes in the box. Now there are 2, which means one of those intentions was manifested. So in this box, aside from the thank you notes, I have this wonderful pouch of lavender buds. I used to actually smell this every day when I would get stressed out, and then one day one of the buds went into my nose and it was not pleasant or at all pretty, so now I just keep it in here. I have this really cool little miniature box that has a blue crescent moon on the cover. I'm going to ask my audiovisual person to make sure that this can be close-upped. You know, I know that close-up is not a term, but I'm using it like it's a real word. Okay. So I don't remember where I purchased this box. Is it back to... It's back to, like, all of me. Okay, thank you. So yeah, so I don't remember where I purchased this, but I loved the uniqueness of it. I loved that it was the only one like this. And I have a few crystals. I have a rose quartz, of course. I have an amethyst, of course. And this is a dark green, almost black green jade. Or this is the jade, and no, I stand corrected. This is the jade. This is green jade. And this is a very dark, rich carnelian. I could have it in reverse, I don't remember. And I have these 3 goddess-shaped candles that were a lovely gift from Swan of Dreamers. Ooh. Well, you know what? Yeah, I want to show the detail of the goddesses, of the goddess candles. So, this is a spiral goddess, although she's in the pose of a Nile River goddess, a Nathor. That is the name of these goddesses. The Nile River goddesses are called Nathors. Am I supposed to burn this first? I guess so. But I'm not led to do that yet. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do this when the video's done. So those are some of my boxes. I absolutely, if you are a box whore like me, if you love boxes, if you collect boxes, and you want to participate in this hashtag boxtag, I absolutely invite you to do so. And if you want to think outside of the box, I'm telling you, I'm going to be thinking about that all weekend long. If you want to think outside of the box and create a super cool, unusual, and unique tag, by all means, allow your creative juices to fly and do so. In the meantime, if you have not already subscribed to the YouTube channel of yours truly, Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, I absolutely invite you to do so. And if you have not already scheduled a reading with me or registered for my upcoming very first online Divine Prosperity event, I absolutely invite you to do that as well. In the meantime, I wish you many blessings, many gifts, and many miracles. Have a beautiful night and a wonderful weekend.